Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful, not humid morning out here. Not yet, at least. It's gonna get hot. Today, we are moving the herd over to the cornfield. But first, before I do that, I need to get the chickens moved. The first batch of chickens went to the butcher just the other day. The chicks, the second batch that was in the brooder, came out of the barn. And they went out onto pasture. So we'll get them moved and then we'll go down and start working on the cows. So I don't know if you'll notice this here. I kept one of the big birds. Kind of a new experiment I'm trying this year. One chicken out of last group was incredibly personable and loved to hang out with me. And so I really felt bad taking her to the butcher. But I thought, not that the Cornish cross need a lot of, time to figure out how to be chickens. But I just wanted to see this year if keeping a chicken from the first batch and putting them with the new group would help them kind of figure out their water quicker, figure out grazing quicker, get out. When I bring these birds out for the first time, they hang out in the coop for like an entire day because everyone is too scared to come out of the coop and start ranging around. This year, because I had that chicken from the first group, she came out and she was walking around and all the little chicks just followed her. So it actually kind of worked to my advantage. And as you can see, they love her. I've had some questions about my electro net from Premier One. I do love this stuff. I was having a problem with raccoons. Raccoons were my biggest issue. This has helped, but I still do, it's kind of hard with the sunlight, I still do this double strand of electric wire around the coops themselves because I'm not convinced, if something really wanted in here, I'm not convinced that the electro net would keep them out. Birders, here we go. Here we go. Come on, chickens. Okay. You guys are free. You're free. Want a big chicken? How you doing? Glad to see everyone made it through the night. I'm always holding my breath when I walk down here in the morning after coming home from shift, hoping that I don't see a bunch of chicken carcasses just scattered about the place. All right, we're gonna top water, top feed, and then walk back and play with some cows. Oh, and this is the second time that the birds have been run over this area. So the first group started up here by the garden and worked our way to basically where you kind of start to see it short. And if you read, the Joel Salatins or anyone in the pastured poultry world, they always recommend you only run your chickens over the same ground once a year. But as I've stated before, I put them on this area specifically to see if we can make some improvements because the ground is really, really shallow. It's really hard, rocky, and it's full of thistles. So I just want to pound the heck out of it with chicken litter and, chicken impact and then let it sit. I'm not going to graze it this year with cows. I'm gonna stop my fence up here and cows won't be able to come up here, and then it's gonna sit for the rest of the year and all winter, and then hopefully I'll see some improvements next spring. All right, just remembered, before I can move cows, I have to set up a little temporary area for them to hang out in because like every time when they're coming off of a leased pasture and they're going to a leased pasture, I don't have enough step-in posts or reels to basically set up the new pasture. So I always have to move them into a temporary kind of holding area, grazing area, while I take down the wire and the posts from the pasture that they were in, set it up where they're going, and then I can release them. So I gotta do that first. I am excited about moving the cows because in the pasture they're in, I need to haul water down multiple times a day for multiple trips. But where they're going is going to be close enough to the house that I can set up my automatic waterer so I can get rid of this. All right. In the last video, man, they're ready to move. In the last video that I did, just put out about why I'm not strip grazing this year and I'm chunk grazing, or like cell grazing, I think is what it's actually called. One of the reasons that I didn't touch on in that video was quality of life. I feel, and I've talked about this in my video, what was it, like context and how it relates to small grazing operations. I'll link that at the end. That'll be the suggested video to watch. But man, I just feel like my life is setting up polywire. That's all I'm doing. Whether it's polywire temporary perimeter fence, because again, most of the land that I lease does not have full perimeter fence on it. So before the cows move in, I have to set up temporary perimeter fence. Or it's setting up and moving polywire for the strip grazing. Or it's both. So it takes a long ass time to set it all up to get cows in there. And then twice a day, I'm taking down wire, setting up wire, moving posts. It got to the point this year where it's like, I need to do other things with my life other than just move polywire around. So, yeah. Of course, I'm going to be moving them into the sun, which is never ideal. Hope I can get at least a little bit of cloud cover when I first bring them in here so they see these wires in front and they don't go busting out. I came out here my last day off and started setting up this double strand. I had enough posts and enough reels to get that done, but around the rest of this field, it's open, and I want to try and use that Gallagher, those two Gallagher smart fence systems, the 4-reel setup for those backsides, just to see how that goes. The corn the corn has just not been good. It is, some of it is really, really green and really, really tall. You can kind of see those little clumps, and around the field edges it looks really well, but dude, this stuff it's pale green. It's not dark green. It's short. Nothing's putting out a cob yet, except for these end rows. They're kind of starting to get some cobs growing on them, like this dude right here, you know? So that leads me to believe that the health of the corn plant in the remainder of the field is not good, just because it's not going to seed, you know? A lot of foxtail, a lot of just kind of trash growing up in between the rows. All right, hopefully they can see those brake fences I set up so they don't go busting out of here. They are gonna be excited to move. I should have moved them a few days ago. They've been on that leased pasture next door just a little bit too long, but had to work it around my work schedule. Taking bets right now on if the cows actually follow me from that pasture through lush, green, young, tender, recovered grass that they're gonna wanna stop and eat. And then if they actually do follow me into this pasture, that they don't run around like a bunch of whirling dervishes and, you know, jump over this wire and take off on me. We'll see. Says I should use my protein cubes, lead them over to that corner gate, keep that corner gate closed until they're all right there, and then open the gate. But part of me also just kind of wants to see what's going to happen, see if they follow me. But a lot of me doesn't want to chase cows that get out, so I don't know. What's up, kiddo? Come on, girls! Hey, girls! Come on, kiddos. That means you, big dog. I try not to judge my cows in the morning on how they look, just because they're never as full, you know, in the morning, just because they haven't been eating. But man, they just look kind of skinny. Come on, mama. I would stop and let them eat this area that we're walking through right now, because I'm just gonna have to run a mower over this. Kind of seems insane to do that when the cows could clean it up for me, but it is a really small area, and I actually do need to be getting back and forth in this to that leased pasture with the ranger to pick up all of the dang posts and reels. So I can't take down the fence and try and squeeze through here and give them access to go back to where they were. They could get out. So I don't know. We'll just move them. We'll keep them walking. Keep coming, girlies. Not seeing any pink eye, that's good. Flies kind of suck. Oh, hi buddy, goodness. Sneaking up on me. Oh, she's already going. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. They're gonna want to eat this recovered stuff. Nope, let's go this way. Come on, girls. Come on, kids. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, kiddo. Oh, they found it. You sneaker. You sneaker. You found it. I wish I could leave them in here. This would be great for them, but I need this stuff to recover. Come on, kids. We're going to a good place, I promise. Just don't run me over before we get there, huh? Oh, kiddo. Man, she took a header. Poor girl. All right, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. You're good. Okay, now we're not gonna be crazy, right? Probably shouldn't have given you dang energy cubes. It's the last thing you need. I'm out, mama. I'm out, mama. I know, I'm empty. No. Hey, start grazing. There we go. Yeah. Nice and easy, girls. Okay, I've learned my lesson one too many times to close off the area that they came from as soon as possible. Because when they start... Here, look, empty bucket. When they start getting excited, like they are now, they're just gonna wanna run back to where they came from. Yeah, I made that mistake one too many times. Go eat, kiddo. Yeah. You who did not get bred this year. How come you didn't get pregnant? You look like you're in a good mood and you're healthy. Okay, go graze. Right. We got a lot of wire to take down, a lot of fence posts to take down. We got to get the water over here, the mineral over here, everything. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll kind of show you the system setup that I have over there this year. All right, it's been a couple hours and I've run into a snag. And like I said, I'm trying to use this Gallagher Smart Reel for the two lengths on this backside, but I came up short. So this is where the reel ends. I need to get up there. That's like 100 feet short. So truthfully, this does not work when there's too many bends. I'm trying to trace the cornfield. Then I need to do like a little S turn over there because of some, like a waterway, get around the trees. This is great for a straight line, maybe a perfect square, a couple of rounded bends, but it just doesn't work to try and do like some artistic fence line. So we're gonna reel this all up, and I'm just gonna do double strand from the end of my other smart fence over there to my end there. The good news is I'm in the shade. The bad news is so are the mosquitoes. I'll show you a little hot tip too I figured out. Some of you guys know in the past I've hooked up my reels to these, the ends of these reels, you know, over here, and it's not sturdy enough. So I've been using T-posts, and on these Gallagher mini reels or the Ken Cove mini reels, which I'm starting to replace my old plastic Premier One mini reels with. If you have, this is just 1/4 inch steel rod. You can get it at any hardware store. You might even have some laying around. If you have some of that, it fits perfectly in these hooks. And, you know, you can take tension off and move these rods anywhere. Infinite adjustability on these T-posts, and then they won't slide up and down. So just a nice little cheat that I found out to help hold tension. Okay, scratch that. This is actually the first time I'm using this Ken Cove reel. It's not wide enough to go around a T-post, and it's not deep enough to come over the top. The easiest thing is going to be to stop buying these Ken Cove reels. Luckily I only have one, and just go with the Gallaghers, which, shoot, I think you can actually get on Amazon, so that's pretty convenient. Oh, dang it. It's just one thing after another. This is fun. I'm having fun. In all seriousness, it is a gorgeous day, and doing this sure beats sitting in an office reading some damn Excel spreadsheet or breaking my back laying concrete. So, okay, time to get water, then we'll move them in here. I love these Job automatic float valves, but the only thing I don't like is if you're moving your troughs around a lot, and if you have uneven ground, you're constantly trying to readjust the level of that float, tie new knots to make it stop just at the right time. Well, they did a decent job of just topping this and knocking it down quick. I would have had to take the mower on it. I think it's time to get them in here. What do we think, kids? You ready? There you go. Good news is they're a little more calm, so this is really tall right here. I know they won't be able to see each other. They'll probably panic a little bit. They're gonna get separated, but once they get out of this first little corner, they'll be able to see each other. What do we think, kids? Do you like it? Do you like it, Mama? What do you think, buddy? Good stuff? Oh, what a long day. Successfully got them all in here though, and they're super happy. You guys saw some of these dark, tall corn plants right here actually have put out a little bit of a corn cob. So it's very pale, it's very soft. There's no real kernels on it, but the cows are loving them. They've been walking up and down this fence row trying to find them, and they're pulling them off and munching into them. So I'm glad I got them in here when I did. You know, this stuff wasn't gonna get any better. This was just a bad year for corn, man. This soil is just not ready to have a nitrogen heavy crop like this with no external input. So I'm bummed. I really wanted to see how the solar graze, which is the variety of BMR corn that I planted, I really kind of wanted to see how the solar graze did. I still would like to use annual crops like this to try and finish the beef animals. And the only way that I'm going to do that correctly is to, you know, learn every year. So I was really looking forward to figuring out from the time that I planted to when it was at its peak nutritional value, how long that would take so I could plan ahead to next year. But obviously this year was just totally different with the moisture that we had. So, but everyone looks happy. I'm curious to see how long I'm going to get out of this. You got a good one there. All right, guys, that's it. Questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, you know the drill. Leave them down below, and I'll catch you guys to the next one.